Growing memorials for music legend and American icon Dolly Parton. Crowds are flocking to her Dollywood theme park in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee to pay tribute and maybe even just feel a little bit closer to the beloved star. Our Ted Oberg happened to be on assignment in East Tennessee when that news broke, and he stopped by the Dolly Parton statue yesterday in her hometown to see how people are remembering their beloved neighbor.
All over the world today, people think they know Dolly Parton. They have their own memory, but this is her hometown. We are in East Tennessee, in Sevier County. Dolly's home, that small cabin where she grew up with that giant family just a few miles from here. Dollywood, the amusement park she built, at least in part, to help this community with jobs and so much money here. It's just a few miles from here as well. And the statue is right here in the middle of town. And in the last 24 hours, it has filled with flowers from people, not just locally, but from all over who've come to remember here. And the crowd in some silent reverence of a woman who filled our homes with so much beautiful music. Well, that crowd is still here as well. This community, you have to understand, is her hometown, not just by name, but she is really ingrained in nearly everything in this community. Not just Dollywood, but she gave hundreds of thousands of dollars to the schools. That book program, it started right here. She gave millions, the local newspaper editor told me, to the senior center here. I mean, she is a huge part of this community, and so many people we've met in our short time here feel like they knew her. What did she mean to this town?
Oh, everything, everything. She did so much, and she was so loving and kind and generous.
You can tell this loss here is personal. We're here in town following another story, and I'm with my colleague Rick Yarbrough, who not only is a huge fan of Dolly Parton, but you met her. And we've talked the last couple of days about the danger in meeting your idols, and yet she lived up to it and then some.
She was everything you wanted to be. I got to meet her a few times. I interviewed her back in 2016 right here in her hometown at the Dreamworld Resort, where we were talking about her upcoming movies that were going to be on NBC. We were talking back then about her Broadway show about her life, which is actually going to hit the stage in New York in December. She was working back then on it. She was always working. And I was so nervous to meet her. I've been a fan of hers since I was 5 years old, and I told her as much. And we got through the interview, and at the end of it, I said, "Do you mind if I took a couple of pictures with you? I just wanted to meet you for so long." And her handlers, you know, she was very busy. And they were like, "Nope, we need to move on." And she was like, "Stop. He's wanted to meet me this long. We're going to take time." And she talked with me, took photos with me, hugged me. We had just such a special moment that I will cherish. You know, that was just who she was. She was the best a human could be. She's just what we all really should strive to be.
I'm glad you met her, and I'm glad it was as good as it was, because she is as good as she was. Thanks, Rick. As you look over the signs and the flowers here, there's one just right here at the corner. It says, "You will be remembered eternally by so many because you have changed countless lives." And you can feel that here, in the place she called home for all of her 80 years. No matter how big Dolly Parton got, and she is a worldwide icon, this was always home. And her loss will be felt here, so much harder, for so many years to come.